Medieval timber framed. In many older German towns, you see houses built with a wooden skeleton filled in with plaster or brick. Carpenters used heavy oak frames, often with diagonal braces, creating decorative patterns on the facade. These homes usually have steep gabled roofs and small windows, reflecting the need for insulation and protection. Regions like the Harz Mountains or Franconia are known for particularly well-preserved examples, showing off a craft tradition that has lasted for centuries. Renaissance. In the 15th and 16th centuries, wealthy city dwellers began incorporating ideas from the Italian Renaissance. Symmetry and geometric order replaced more medieval features. Facades might include stone window frames and carved reliefs, while triangular pediments or small columns appeared around doors. Nuremberg and Augsburg have notable Renaissance-era houses where local German forms blended with new classical details, signaling a shift toward more balanced proportions and refined decoration. Baroque. From the late 17th century, Baroque style brought dramatic curves, bold ornamentation, and grand staircases to German homes. Although many people associate Baroque with palaces and churches, noble families and prosperous merchants also built Baroque manors. Sweeping roof lines, richly carved facades, and elaborate stucco ceilings characterized these residences, especially in Catholic regions like Bavaria or the Rhineland. The goal was to impress visitors with power and wealth through theatrical design. Rococo. Evolving from Baroque, Rococo peaked in the 18th century. It was lighter, more playful, and filled with whimsical details. Interiors often had pastel color schemes, delicate plasterwork, and gilded mirrors. On the outside, you might see graceful scrolls or asymmetrical window frames. Rococo was especially popular in courtly towns like Dresden or Würzburg, where smaller mansions displayed intricate ornamentation that emphasized elegance over sheer grandeur. Biedermeier. Between about 1815 and 1848, Biedermeier style took hold among the growing middle class. It emphasized comfort and modest refinement. Exteriors became simpler, often featuring evenly spaced windows and plain stucco walls. Interiors used warm, light-colored wood furniture and subtle fabrics. This was a reaction against Baroque and Rococo excess, focusing on practical living spaces. You'll find Biedermeier influences in urban houses across regions such as Baden-Württemberg or Hesse, where middle-class families sought cozy but tasteful design. Gründerzeit. After German unification in 1871, an economic boom triggered rapid urban development known as the Gründerzeit, or Founders' Period. Entire neighborhoods sprang up with multi-story residential blocks featuring ornate stucco facades, tall windows, and grand entryways. Architects borrowed from Neo-Renaissance, Neo-Baroque, and other historical styles, combining them into eclectic showpieces. Cities like Berlin and Hamburg still have large Gründerzeit districts, marked by decorative balconies, sculpted cornices, and generous ceiling heights inside. Wilhelminian. During the reigns of Emperors Wilhelm I and Wilhelm II, Wilhelminian style overlapped with Gründerzeit, but leaned even more toward imperial grandeur. Apartment buildings and villas carried heavier ornamentation, with prominent bay windows, sculptures, and richly adorned rooftops. Some architects used imposing corner towers or spires, reflecting a desire to project power. This style is often seen in prestigious avenues of major cities, where the upper middle class showcased their status through elaborate home design. Jugendstil. Around 1895 to 1910, Jugendstil emerged as the German version of Art Nouveau. Architects favored flowing lines, organic shapes, and floral motifs. Curved bay windows, wrought iron balconies that resembled vines, and stained glass panels depicting flowers were common features. This style appeared mainly in cultural hubs like Munich, Darmstadt, or Hanover, offering a gentler, more artistic alternative to the heavier Wilhelminian look. Despite its short heyday, Jugendstil left behind striking villas and apartment blocks that remain sought after today. Expressionist. In the early 20th century, a few German architects experimented with dynamic forms and bold angles. Expressionist houses are relatively rare but can be identified by brick walls laid in imaginative patterns, peaked or faceted roofs, and windows that break away from standard rectangular shapes. This style aimed to evoke emotion and movement, often abandoning traditional symmetry. Hamburg's Chile House is a famous commercial example, but residential expressionist designs also appeared in smaller developments, especially in the 1920s. Bauhaus. From 1919 to 1933, the Bauhaus movement revolutionized design in Germany and beyond. Bauhaus houses embraced flat roofs, cubic forms, and open floor plans with minimal ornamentation. They used industrial materials like steel and glass, emphasizing functionality and efficient use of space. The Dessau-Turton housing estate by Walter Gropius is a key example, featuring standardized parts and modern construction methods. These homes were seen as radical departures from historical styles, focusing on clarity and mass production. Neue Sachlichkeit. Parallel to Bauhaus, Neue Sachlichkeit, translated to new objectivity, also promoted simple lines and practical design in the 1920s and early 1930s. Unlike the more avant-garde approach of Bauhaus, Neue Sachlichkeit architects often stayed closer to traditional layouts while still rejecting elaborate decoration. Buildings had smooth facades, carefully proportioned windows, and restrained color schemes. This approach appealed to a wider conservative audience who wanted modern comfort without entirely discarding familiar forms. Heimatstil. During the 1930s and early 1940s, architecture was heavily influenced by state directives. Everyday housing often revived vernacular elements like steep gabled roofs and exposed timbers, aiming to evoke a romanticized rural Germany. Decoration was subdued, sometimes including small arched doorways or simple wood carvings. Official buildings leaned toward neoclassical monumentality, but ordinary homes reflected a forced return to a folk aesthetic, with pitched roofs and minimal ornament meant to symbolize national heritage. Postwar West. After World War II, West Germany needed to rebuild large swaths of bombed-out cities. Rapid construction led to functional, no-frills housing blocks known as Siedlungen. Architects employed standardized floor plans, precast concrete, and plain facades to speed up production. While some areas eventually added color or decorative elements, early post-war estates often looked austere. They provided much-needed homes quickly, though critics found them monotonous and lacking in warmth. Plattenbau. In the German Democratic Republic, large-scale prefabricated apartment buildings called Plattenbau emerged. Concrete slabs were assembled on-site, creating uniform high-rises that dominated skylines in cities like East Berlin, Leipzig, or Dresden. Though space-efficient, these blocks could feel impersonal. Over time, East German planners tried to improve designs by adding more variation or green spaces, but the core idea remained mass production to solve housing shortages. Plattenbau estates still shape many eastern cities today. Mid-century modern. As economic conditions improved in West Germany, architects explored lighter, more open home designs in the 1950s and 1960s. Flat or low-pitched roofs, large windows, and airy interiors became popular. Steel frames and prefabricated elements allowed for innovative layouts, including split-level floors and open-plan living areas. Interiors often featured minimalist decor with clean lines reflecting optimism and a desire for fresh starts after the war. Many suburban neighborhoods around major cities still have clusters of these mid-century gems. 1970s Suburban. During the 1970s, prosperity and car ownership encouraged further suburban growth. Single-family homes with pitched roofs and ample gardens spread around city edges. Split-level designs remained popular, and open-concept living rooms became the norm. Large windows showcased the garden, and better insulation helped manage energy costs. Some developers experimented with row houses arranged around communal greens, reflecting an interest in combining private yards with shared outdoor spaces. Postmodern. By the late 1970s and 1980s, some architects grew tired of modernism's strict minimalism. Postmodern houses introduced whimsical shapes, bright colors, and playful references to historical styles. Facades might include exaggerated arches, small columns, or decorative pediments. Although not as widespread in Germany as in other countries, postmodern touches can be found in custom homes or experimental developments. This departure from modernist severity reintroduced ornament and individuality into residential design. Minimalist. From the 1990s onward, many homeowners embraced a cleaner aesthetic. Minimalist houses often feature boxy volumes, flat roofs, and large expanses of glass, with little to no external decoration. Interiors focus on open floor plans, neutral colors, and integrated storage solutions. White or gray facades are common, broken up by wood or metal accents. This style echoes the Bauhaus spirit, but leverages modern materials and technology for better insulation and comfort. Passive house. Germany is a global leader in energy-efficient construction. Passive house design emphasizes airtight building envelopes, thick insulation, and heat recovery ventilation systems, drastically reducing heating and cooling needs. Large windows often face south to capture sunlight, while shading elements prevent overheating in summer. Many passive houses are visually minimalist, though the defining feature is their low energy consumption. Entire neighborhoods, such as the Bahnstadt in Heidelberg, showcase these advanced eco-friendly principles. Modern timber. Recent years have seen a renewed interest in wood construction, thanks to engineered products like cross-laminated timber. This allows for multi-story buildings with a warm, natural feel. Homes constructed in this style can have exposed timber beams inside, highlighting the wood's texture and grain. Exterior facades may combine timber cladding with glass, balancing traditional craftsmanship with modern lines. Such projects often emphasize sustainability, as wood is considered a renewable resource when responsibly sourced. Hybrid construction. Some contemporary architects mix materials like steel, concrete, and timber to create visually dynamic structures. Hybrid houses might feature concrete lower floors and a lightweight wooden upper story, or a steel skeleton infilled with cross-laminated timber panels. This approach aims to combine the best of each material: strength, flexibility, and warmth. These homes often have striking silhouettes, plenty of natural light, and open-plan interiors, exemplifying the ongoing innovation in German home building. Current custom homes. Today's German homeowners frequently blend technology, tradition, and personal taste. One house may showcase a Bauhaus-inspired shape with smart home automation, while another combines half-timbered references with solar panels. Green roofs and rainwater harvesting systems are common among those who prioritize sustainability. Designers pay close attention to insulation and acoustics, aiming for comfortable, eco-conscious living spaces. Overall, the focus is on quality materials, efficient layouts, and a harmony between modern convenience and Germany's deep architectural heritage. Thanks for watching. What styles did I miss? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and want to see more.